Good morning. My trusted gas bottle finished. There's nothing inside. That means that I have no access to hot water because there's no electricity here. And also I don't really have proper stove or somehow to burn wood. But over the last year or so, I've been eating a lot of MREs and I've collected these kits. Wood burning stove kits from all of those military MREs. And if you watched any of those military MREs, you remember that I was raving about how I would love to test them and see how they work in real life and so on. This is going to be a short series now of every morning me trying one of them. So right now I have this one here, which is a basic, simple tin one. I think this is the Czech or the Lithuanian one. I'm not sure. Probably this language is an indicator of which country is it from. I have a couple of them. They basically work with this kind of peels. This is like my fire starting kit. This is another one. This is another one. They're all like very similar in build. And the one I already showed you. I have a couple of them. I'm not gonna buy another gas can like this because my father-in-law has two of those proper camping serious size gas bottles. Like they're literally the size of my head, and with I'm fusing something into my head now, with a proper burner attached to it, whereas this one I had to attach the burner to it. I will buy another gas container so I have it as an emergency, as a backup, because I do have a good system here. But I think this weekend we'll fill them up with gas at the gas station and I'll have them here for use. Again, I would like to burn wood instead of gas, but in the meantime, until we properly establish ourselves here and get a wood burning stove that we can cook on and with a proper exhaust and everything, all of that, so we don't burn this whole place down, we need to play it safe. When we build a tiny house or we rebuild it in autumn, we're gonna install a nice cooking wood burning stove in it so we can preserve all the food here, can cook, reduce, whatever, and then we take to the apartment only the finished product. So we don't take it from here to the flat, mess, water, and all of that stuff. Today I'm gonna test this. So let's see. I think for this amount of water, which is about 1 liter, I will need 2 of these peels. But I'll start with 1, just in case, I don't need to, because I don't want to waste things. Not easy to do things with just one hand. Is this burning or what? It should, right? Maybe it's expired. Maybe I'm coming too late to the party. Oh no, it's on fire. I think. Yeah, it's on fire. Okay, let's see. Now I have a sneaky feeling that I'm gonna need 2 of them. Okay, hopefully this one is gonna light the other one. I think it's working. We got fire. We got fire! I'll come back when it's boiling. Hopefully it's not gonna take 10 hours. Okay, we're done. And I think it worked. The water was bubbling and steaming, so 2 of those peels did the job. This is the whole amount of boiled water that I'll have for the whole day. So I'll split my intake into 3. So I have a herbal tea that my friend Tom brought last time he visited. And then I have a proper, sweet, delicious tea, the pineapple and pear one that I mentioned. Took 2 of those fuel tubs to get about 1 liter of water boiled. Now, the plan for today, you can see it here, it's toilet paper, yeah. I'm trying to do some pruning out back into the berry bushes because the previous owner pruned the trees in the autumn, but he didn't prune the berry bushes, so I've done some of the pruning yesterday just to help them, you know, grow properly and have the aeration it needs. After that, I'm going to show you what the previous owner had, which is a humongous fermented plant juice tank that I still have some produce from last year. So I'm going to sift that, because he used a very I don't give a flying F approach, and he just thrown inside a lot of herbs and, you know, vegetal matter and let it ferment over there, which is good. The Korean farmers have been doing that for thousands of years, and I want to do the same. So this here is a classic FPJ, where you take fruits and vegetable leftovers and you add brown sugar in layers. You get like a syrup, yeah, that you can dilute 1000 to 1. With what I'm going to show you later, and what I want to improve and perfect, you literally put I don't know, nettles and all kind of green biomass with water, and it's anaerobic. Or if you have a bubbler, which I do have, an oxygenator, but I don't have electricity to run it, you can make aerobic with the bubbler or anaerobic fermentation without the bubbler, which I'm gonna do until I get electricity on the plot. And you ferment those plants, and the water that comes from them, it's a very amazing amendment for your soil. I know there's split opinions about aerobic and anaerobic fermentation. I've experimented with both and I had good results. So hey, you know, no electricity, no solar panels. I need to do what I can do to keep my plants happy, green and alive, without buying synthetics and chemicals. So yeah, the FPJ thingy is gonna take quite a long time, because I need to make some bags, satchels, sachets, I don't know what you would call them, to actually keep my biomass in them while I keep them submerged and fermented. And then when they're done, I take it and I compost the leftovers, instead of what the previous owner did. He just took a big pile of grass clippings and whatever, put them inside, and then took that and sprayed it. That's second on the list. And the third on the list is picking up lawn daisies, I think they're called, or like spring daisies. Let me do this so I don't blind you. I'm learning how to take better videos. Wow, not like that. So basically, all of those white flowers from there, and I have some here as well, they're called lawn daisies or spring daisies or just daisies, and they're beautiful and they're everywhere, and also they have very good medicinal properties. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to pick them up today and set up the dehydrator in the flat and dehydrate them, store them into paper bags, and we have the first medicinal herb of the year. Woo! It's great to start doing this. Well, actually, I'm lying. I've done already the evergreen syrup that I mentioned before. It's done, it's delicious, it's amazing, and it's medicinal. So yeah, building up that natural pharmacy in the house. That's the 3 major projects that I want to get done by 5 p.m. Today I need to cut it short. Usually I leave this place around 7:30 p.m. But today I got some stuff to sort out in the evening. Still waiting on the 3 sisters to come out on the corn, beans, and this pumpkin. Up until now, the only thing that's coming out are weeds, and this weed here, or herb, that traditionally we call horsetail, and it has medicinal properties just like every plant out there. Hello, bee. Okay, need to be careful here because I planted a lot of seeds directly. Need to step on the edge here. This is, I don't know right now the English name for this plant. I will post it here somewhere on the screen, but basically it does cherry-like fruits that are very delicious. I'm happy that there is new growth. That's the biggest thing that I'm happy about, because it was looking quite sad. So that's that. Then here we have a hazelnut. I need a site, like, you know, one of those hand sites, because look at this. This is getting out of control. My hazelnut is putting out new growth, and I am very happy because of that and grateful. And then there should be the Cornelian Cherry here, Cornus mas, and this guy is putting new growth as well over there. So until now, these guys are doing very good. Anyway, why are we here? We're here to cut and to prune these things, these dried up things. And you can see there's dried, you know, there's no green you know, cambium. There's no sap going up and down the pathway, because I want to, I mean, this is a nettle, but look, this is a seedling, a tiny baby, and I would like them to keep on growing so that I can transplant them and transfer them. And I'm just going to give them a huge service by taking away this and transforming it into wood chips or some kind of chips. There's so much growth. I need to come here after I prune them now, and I will hand cut as much of this grass and just mulch around with it. Don't want to cover it with straw, because I want this outdoor back property situation to be as wild and as native as possible. So I'll just use this big grass as mulch and then allow it to grow back. Anyway, this is what I'm doing now. As you can see, I've done some of it before. I'll just cut it back now into wood chips and just leave it here. I think one of the biggest problems that we as humans do is we take this refuse, this biomass that we consider rubbish, and we take it and we burn it because we want everything to be nice and tidy and clean. I don't know about you, but I see a deep mulch system, and I think that's one of the most beautiful things on the planet, because it smells like the forest, it looks like the forest. It's super beneficial for the soil and for the plants or bushes or life that's growing into the soil. It just becomes food. And rotting wood or decomposing wood attracts mushrooms or mycorrhizae, fungi of all kinds of sorts, especially the saprophytic ones, which main job and life purpose is to break down cellulose and other compounds found in woody, not Woody the woodpecker, but woody biomass. It's a bit time consuming if you don't have a chipper, but who cares? It's good for the planet, it's good for the soil, it's good for me, and I am exactly what I want to be, which is in nature, doing what I've been dreaming of doing for the last almost 15 years. So yeah, happy days. I wouldn't change this for anything. Okay, let's check. This is alive, this is not alive. Okay. Now with some of these bushes, I think this is a raspberry tree. You need to be careful because they are full of spikes. You can see the spikes. And yeah, they can get under your nail, in your skin, and they are a pain in the butt. Also be careful for the nettles. They're stinging nettles, and I don't mind them, because when you get stung by stinging nettles, it has a benefit for people who have rheumatism or rheumatic arthritis, which I have been suffering for all my life. in many shapes and forms. Traditionally we call it rheumatism, but I think it's called arthritic rheumatism or rheumatic arthritis. And if I get stung by the stinging nettles, it alleviates that pain and it makes life much more bearable. So thank you very much, stinging nettles. Just don't. Oh, hello. That's ladybug. Hello. You are so pretty. Did you know that? Hello. I think it's a ladybug. I know ladybugs come in many. Do you need help? Nah, self-sufficient ladybug. Of course. Self-sufficient ladybug. Okay, good. Let the ladybugs ladybug. I mean, you can leave the twigs just like that laying around. They would just take longer to decompose. So if you can help them by cutting them in smaller bite-sized chunks for the decomposers, that would be great. This is the first harvest. The conscious way to harvest medicinal plants is to basically make sure that you ensure continuity. So for every flower of the daisy and the dandelion that I harvested, I made sure that I left 3 to 4 around. It's just like pruning, you know, they were very clustered together. There were a lot of them next to each other. And that, as natural as that may be, by pruning them and giving them some space, some air, when they go to maturity and they multiply, the seeds will flow much better further and will ensure that I will have enough daisies for basically all summer until late autumn to harvest, and then next year coming. With the mint, this is like native wild mint that grows all over the creek. So the more you cut the mint down, the more you send it into a flight or fight situation where it puts deeper roots and it focuses all its energy into multiplication and to new growth. I apply the same technique when I do wild mint as well. Just for every twig that I remove, I leave 2 behind. So, you know, there's quite a lot of mint. So I'll keep them here for now. I have this nice setup here in the sun where they just tan basically in the sun. So I'll leave them here for as long as I'm going to be in the garden today to semi-dry up or to dry up for enough until I take them home and I put them, let's see, because right now we're still not living in our flat. Our flat is still being refurbished by Mon. So we're living with her parents. If I find some space to dry them on a newspaper like this, good. If not, I'm gonna go quickly to the flat and start the dehydrator and just dehydrate them like that. Most likely I'll keep the mint separately because mint helps with specific ailments. It has specific benefits, whereas the dandelion helps with something else, but it's good in combination with the lawn daisy. So we'll see. I'll maybe mix all of them 3. Who knows? Go crazy. There's nothing bad that can happen when you research this, and you know, nature provides. Now, I'm not giving you any advice, so don't get any ideas. All I know is from my elders and from researching on the internet, reading books, listening to podcasts and specialists. I am not a specialist. I am doing these things for the first time. Most of the things that I'm doing here are for the first time. So please go and do your homework with everything that you see here, because I am in no position of giving advice to anybody about anything, nor do I want to. If you're interested in mimicking or doing similar things like I do here, make sure you do your homework and you study properly these things before you eat, drink, try, step on, lean into, I don't know, you name it. But I just like to share these things with you. That's it. Not to encourage you to do anything. I think I have a humongous beehive of carpenter bees in this wall because they keep coming in and out, which is good. because I wanted to make you know, those Pinterest insect hotels, which apparently are not very good. So I really don't mind if they dig through this whole tiny house and make it into Swiss cheese. Let them do it, because in autumn it comes down, and then I will have to make some shelters for them to wash away the fact that we're going to demolish this. Actually, have you seen the seedlings lately? They are humongous. The cucumbers look amazing, unlike how overexposed I am now. Okay, that's much better. So this beautiful setup here are the sunflowers. Then here we have the cucumbers. Boom, boom, boom. And then look at these beautiful tomato plants. They are so nice. They make me happy. They're everywhere. Starting to come. They took their sweet ass time. These are the flowers. You can see marigolds and cosmos. What is this? Catnip. Then here we have cauliflower, okras, a couple of cabbages, bok choy, and here we have the watermelons. 6 varieties, but this Klondike Blue Ribbon and Hale's Best Jumbo, I have 2 rows of each. Also, strawberries are in bloom more and more every day. Strawberries are coming up. Every time I come into the greenhouse, apart from seeing the stuff that's growing, the smell of barn is so pleasant. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. One more thing I want to share with you. The first thing that blossomed were the cherries. Shortly after that, the plums blossomed. But now the apples are in bloom. And if lately you haven't smelled apple blossoms, I think is my new fragrance. If I ever get this YouTube channel to be big enough that people are actually gonna ask me for products and shit like that, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do a perfume contract with somebody that has this flavor, this aroma. It's like the most amazing thing. It actually, look, it gives me goosebumps just thinking about how beautiful it is. And each variety of apple smells differently, but nevertheless amazingly pleasant and soothing, and I just want to be bathed in this. I want to be what's the word, mummified in this when I die or I expire. Transcend. Dior, if you want to replace your Sauvage with something much more incredible, then give me a call, drop me an email. We'll talk about apple orchard fragrance. We're gonna call it something fancy and make a load of money. Anyway, moving on. See you soon. Okay, so this is it. This is what took my time for the last 1 hour and a half. It's the first time I'm pruning grapevines. So, I'm not looking for judgment. I'm not looking for advice. I'm just looking for constructive feedback. Did I mess things up, or did I do a decent job for my first time pruning grapevines? Now, first time I'm doing it, but I have studied it over the last couple of years. Plus, I've seen family members doing it in the past, and I kind of applied the same principles. This really needed some real love and appreciation. All the twigs and stuff are mulch on the floor now, and I'm gonna leave them there. Next couple of days I'm gonna come and I'm gonna clean up the whole bottom, and also I'm gonna try to uproot until autumn all of these big bad boys, because I'll have to transfer them in early autumn because the house is gonna get demolished and expanded. So probably I'll put them here somewhere in the front so they climb, make a nice porch. This is it. I need to call today. I need to run. Didn't really have time to do the FPJ tank today, so that's a job for tomorrow morning. I think the bumblebee went to sleep, though I have a bad feeling about it. I don't think he went to sleep. He tried to fly and he couldn't, So then, as you saw in the video, he removed all the pollen and all the, I think pollen that he had on his body. He just brushed it all off, and then he tried to clean his wings as well, thinking probably that he's encumbered, it's too heavy, and that's why he cannot fly. And I hope this is the case, that he's just having a nap, he's resting, though he got rid of all his pollen, which is not natural bumblebee or pollinator behavior. So I'm afraid that it's colony collapse disorder, and to be specific, the deformed wing virus, which is when this virus attacks the pollinators, bumblebees, bees, wild bees, carpenter bees, wasps, and it just disintegrates the wings. I mean, look, there's another bumblebee over there, and he's working, so it's not like lunch time, nap time. Oh, poor baby. See the bumblebee over there? He's working hard, going from flower to flower. There's another one over there. But this one, maybe he's just sleeping, I don't know. But I've looked at his wings, and the wings look a bit weird. I think maybe it's the deformed wing virus. We fucked it up through our endless march for comfort, cheaper, bigger, quicker. We poisoned this planet and killed everything, almost everything. 60% of biodiversity already, and we keep pumping shit everywhere because, you know, we're humans and we're entitled to killing and owning and destroying everything. I'm sorry, Bumblebee.